Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Delilah if you don't know already. Today I'm gonna be telling you why your makeup always looks like shit. So if you do love beauty and a little bit of shenanigans, I promise you won't be sorry. And subscribe if you're not already, because what the fuck are you waiting for? Okay, so as a pro makeup artist that works in beauty, I get lots and lots and lots of questions on why my makeup looks like shit. If you do have a lot more concerns that I didn't address, please comment down below and I'll definitely make a part 2 of this. So the first question is, every time I put my makeup on, it looks like my skin is absorbing it. If this happens to you, it means that your skin is very dehydrated. You really need to make sure that you're drinking enough water. You have to make sure that you're hydrating your skin as well. So it doesn't really matter if your skin is oily, combination, dry, your skin can always be dehydrated. There's a difference between your skin being dry and being dehydrated. When we think about our skin being dry, you feel your skin and you feel the flakiness, you feel texture. When your skin is dehydrated, it's yearning for moisture. You may experience excessive oil. You may be experiencing like what this question says. When you put something onto your skin, it drinks it up really, really fast and it's just not laying on your skin. You want to make sure that you're really hydrating. Get yourself a nice hydrating serum. Get yourself a hydrating moisturizer. Just make sure it's nothing that's going to clog your pores. You could try like hyaluronic acid. You can try a peptide moisturizer. Just something that's really going to make the skin bouncy and hydrated. My makeup always comes off when I touch my face. Stop touching your face. Yeah, you're not supposed to touch your face when you wear your makeup. If you do feel a bit of an itch, you can take your nail and gently tap on your face, but honestly, just stop touching your face. Makeup is not bulletproof if you don't have the right formula. Something that I would suggest is trying to find waterproof makeup. Invest in a nice setting powder and a setting spray. If you're just going in with foundation and you're not setting your skin with any powder, if you're not using a setting spray to really lock everything in, your makeup is going to be all over the place. So if you do these steps where you do apply, if you apply a powder, you have a waterproof foundation, you have a setting spray, you can actually get away with accidentally touching your face. Sometimes when I get bored, I go like this and I could accidentally do that, but me doing that right now because I set my face up properly, nothing came off of my face. So you want to make sure that you're really setting your face with a good powder, a good setting powder, okay? Setting powder is what's going to lock the makeup in. It's going to set everything, and a nice setting spray will bring everything all together. My makeup looks dry and textured. It's just sitting on top of my skin. The reason why your makeup is looking like this is what's happening underneath. Is what's going on with your skin. It's not the foundation. It's not the texture of the foundation. It's not the formula. It is your skin. You have to make sure that you're exfoliating your skin twice a week, 3 times a week. Make sure that you're really hydrating. Again, with the first question, make sure that you have a nice hydrating regimen, something that's hydrating for your skin type. Again, it doesn't matter if you're oily, combo, dry. You have to make sure that you're using products that's gonna hydrate your skin so that the makeup could lay on your skin flawlessly. Your skin is your canvas. You're not gonna put paint on top of a bumpy canvas. You wanna make sure that you're exfoliating those dead skin cells, really scrubbing, and you wanna make sure after that that you're hydrating. Your skin is nice and plumped, is radiant, is moisturized. You'll be good. Why is my makeup peeling or balling up? So the reason why this happens is because you're mixing water with a silicone product. That is the big issue right there. When it comes to makeup, you really have to do your research. You have to read ingredients. You have to make sure what's the main ingredient in that product, and especially when it comes to your skincare. So if you're wearing a water-based moisturizer and you're trying to put silicone products onto your skin, like a silicone foundation, concealer, because that's what they're mostly made out of, is silicone, it's gonna ball up. And another thing also, if you feel like you're doing everything right when it comes to your products, like you're not mixing water and silicone, another problem, it can be your beauty blender. I love using beauty blenders, don't get me wrong. I love sponges. The best way to use a beauty blender is when it's damp and we wet our beauty blender with water. So I will say put down the beauty blender and invest in a brush set. Brushes are gonna make sure that you have a flawless finish. It's gonna give you nice coverage. It isn't gonna absorb as much product as a sponge does, and a brush isn't wet, okay? It's dry. I still use beauty blenders. I love using sponges all the time, but only when necessary. If you are going to use a sponge, make sure that your sponge is clean. We're not using any dirty sponges. It's just gonna make your makeup look cakey. When you go to dry your beauty blender with a paper towel, okay? Make sure you're getting every drop of water out of that sponge before you apply it onto your face, because that water is gonna react with the silicone product and it's gonna ball up and you're gonna look crazy. And you're gonna keep applying product and then you're gonna look cakey. My makeup is always creasing. My laugh lines, my eyes, my forehead, it's so annoying. If you are over 25, I would suggest investing in a retinol. I'm a pro makeup artist that knows how to do her makeup, but I suffer from creasing on my laugh lines. There's nothing that I can do when it comes to makeup. The only solution that I have is to try and minimize my smile lines. So invest in a retinol. Anti-aging serums are cool and everything, but if you want something to work a lot faster to minimize those fine lines and wrinkles. And another thing that you can do makeup wise, because I know when you're using skincare, it takes a little while to see results. But the best thing that you can do when it comes to fine lines and wrinkles makeup wise, try your best to avoid applying a lot of product in those areas where you crease. Before you do your makeup, you're gonna do your skincare. You wanna make sure that your skincare is fully absorbed into your skin. After that, when you are doing your makeup, you want to avoid applying too much product in those areas. So if you are applying foundation, concealer, under eye, laugh lines, forehead, I would say take a tissue, not a paper towel. Take a tissue, take toilet paper, even a Q-tip, and just run it against the area just to get rid of that excess product. Blend it and then set with powder. Another tip that I have when it comes to setting, I love to use a finishing powder first and then a loose powder after that. The finishing powder is basically getting your concealer ready to apply your loose setting powder. You don't want to apply a loose setting powder straight onto your face because sometimes it can mix and get muddy. You're applying your finishing powder first and then you're applying your loose powder. But before you put your loose powder or your finishing powder on, makeup also sets. Even if it's liquid, creams, it sets, it dries down. So make sure that you're letting your concealer, your foundation set into your skin for a few minutes before you go ahead and set with makeup. And remember, always blend out any creases that tend to happen while you're letting your makeup set. My makeup is so oily. I'm always so shiny throughout the day. Your skin is dehydrated. When I'm helping clients with their oily skin, I notice that when they ask for products, they want everything to be matte. Everything. They want a lightweight moisturizer. They want a mattifying moisturizer. They want a mattifying primer, a mattifying foundation, a mattifying concealer. It's just too much. Your skin is screaming right now. Back up from all the matte products and hydrate your skin. There are skincare products out there for oily skin that's going to give you the hydration, but it's not going to make you overly oily. Skincare is what's going to balance out your skin. It's going to balance out your oils. So make sure that you are wearing a moisturizer. Make sure that you're hydrating. It doesn't matter how oily you are. I promise you, this is going to help balance out your oils. Yes, you can use a mattifying primer, but just make sure that you're hydrating underneath. You don't have to wear primer all over your face. Even if you're oily, the places where we really get oily is in the T-zone. Focus that mostly in the T-zone area and leave the rest alone with your skincare because your skin needs to breathe. Going with your foundation, it could be any type. It could be a soft matte, natural finish. Make sure it's not glowy though. Make sure it's not really hydrating and dewy because you're already hydrating underneath with your skincare. After that, apply your foundation, apply your concealer. And again, when it comes to powders, make sure that you have a finishing powder and you have your loose setting powder. After that, if you use a melting spray like the Morphe continuous setting mist, like the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Those are more setting sprays to help melt the makeup into your skin. You don't need that if you have an excessive amount of oil. I would say just skip that step and use a setting spray, something that's going to actually set your makeup, something that's waterproof, like the One Size setting spray, or the, I think it's called Priolon. I say you don't need a melting spray because if you are oily throughout the day, your oils are going to be peeking through, and that's what's going to melt your makeup into your skin. And then another tip I would say is also just bring powder with you. Bring powder, bring a powder puff just to retouch, just in case. My makeup just doesn't look right. It doesn't look polished and blended. The advice that I always give, you have to keep blending. The tips that I gave earlier, they all qualify to this. Make sure that you have something underneath your makeup, your skincare, a hydrating primer. Just make sure you have something underneath. Whatever tool you're using, make sure that that tool is clean. Make sure that you're always blending. Even if you feel like you blended enough, go back and blend again, because you just never know. There's certain spots and angles that we don't see on our face that we miss. Just make sure that you're blending every single thing so that everything could look seamless. You don't want to see where you started your concealer. You don't want to see where you started your contour, your bronzer. You want everything to look seamless. Another thing you can do, you can watch my beginner friendly makeup tutorial. I break basic makeup down, and if you guys want an updated one or any type of makeup tutorial, just comment down below and let me know. Okay, and then the last question that I got is, every foundation I try, it doesn't cover my dark spots. So the first thing you have to do, and I don't want you to get offended, but the first, and I feel like a lot of people get offended, they go shopping for makeup, but I recommend skincare. You know, I always recommend skincare because skincare is what's gonna make your makeup look good. Okay, so the first thing that I would say when it comes to any dark spots, hyperpigmentation, you have to find a solution for that. If it's a brightening serum, if it's a vitamin C, I really do recommend getting a product that's gonna help brighten the face and even you out. A serum that I recommend to everyone is the Caudalie Vino Perfect Serum. That is my baby. I am obsessed with it. It is stronger than any vitamin C. It has grapeseed oil. It's anti-aging. It hydrates. It absorbs into the skin nicely, and it just evens out your skin perfectly. I use it every single day. Then after that, if you're gonna go out in the sun, you wanna make sure that you're wearing sunscreen. If you have hyperpigmentation, dark spots, the sun is just gonna make it worse. So every time you go out in the sun, you make sure that you're wearing an SPF. After that, it's not the foundation. Foundation is more to even out your skin. There are foundations out there that does offer full coverage, but at the same time, it just isn't enough. And the more that we put on, it just looks cakey. So to look natural, but to have full coverage, get yourself a concealer. A foundation is gonna even you out, but a concealer is gonna correct everything. It's gonna conceal, it's gonna cover everything. If you have, for example, if you have melasma, hyperpigmentation, dark spots, in those areas, what you're gonna do, you're gonna apply a thin layer of concealer, right? You're gonna let that dry for a few seconds, and then after, don't blend it out, just leave it like that. A thin layer of concealer, let it dry a little bit. Then after that, you're gonna put your foundation right on top of it. Avoid using a beauty blender. Beauty blenders are sponges. They soak up product. So you're not gonna get the coverage that you want because you're bouncing and it's picking up your foundation. So make sure that you're using a brush at all times when you're trying to get a full coverage look. When it comes to concealer, when it comes to your foundation, everything, make sure you're using a brush. And I promise your makeup will always look flawless. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a beautiful positive comment down below. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys soon.